Good morning, students. Good morning, students. Yesterday we have seen Unit 2.5. Let's march. We are going to continue with part 2. Whole lesson is about the speech delivered by Kailash Satyarthi while he was receiving uh, Nobel Peace Prize. We can do it. You may ask that what can one person do? I would recall a story of my childhood. Kailash Satyarthi here, he is sharing a story that he heard during his childhood. A heavy fire had broken out in the forest. All the animals were running away, including Lion, the king of the forest. Suddenly, then he saw a tiny bird rushing towards the fire. He asked the bird, "What are you doing?" To the lion's surprise, the bird replied, "I am going to extinguish the fire." Extinguish means you put an end to the fire. The lion laughed and said, "How can you do it, keeping just one drop of water in your beak?" The bird was adamant. Adamant means stubborn. The bird doesn't want to give up. And she said, I'm doing my bit. The bird was adamant, stubborn, and it tried to extinguish the fire, put an end to the fire using one drop of water in its beak. 18 years ago, millions of individuals marched. March means walk across the globe and demanded a new international law for the abolition. Abolition means eliminate, end of worst form of child labor. To end worst form of child labor, millions of people across the globe, they marched, they walked. And it has happened. We did it, millions of individuals did it, and it happened. Friends, we live in an age of rapid globalization. Globalization means the process by which people and goods move easily across borders. We are connected through high-speed internet. We can travel in any corner of the world. If you want to trade, we can do trading, and we can connect with people who are living far away through high-speed internet, and we can do our business, whatever. There is no barrier at all. If you want to connect with the other countries, if you want to cross the border for trade, we can do it easily. Exchange our goods and services in one single global market. We can exchange our goods and services in one single global market. We can sell our goods. Okay, we can travel to other country and we can sell our goods. We can export and import goods. Thousands of flights every day connect us from one corner to another corner of the globe. But there is one serious disconnect, and there is a lack of compassion. Compassion means pity and concern for those suffering. Here, let us inculcate. Inculcate means develop by instructing, and transform these individuals' compassion into a global compassion. Let us globalize compassion. Let us globalize compassion means let us make everyone, let us feel everyone, let us do something for those who are suffering poverty. Those children are suffering. Let us come together. Let us grow compassion within us, and then Let us help the children, those who are suffering. Let us make compassion globalize. Next, Mahatma Gandhi said, if we are to teach real peace in this world, we shall have to begin with the children. First of all, we have to teach peace to our children. We shall have to begin with children first. I humbly add, let us unite the world through the compassion for our children. Okay, we should be get united through our compassion. We should show our compassion towards our children to make the society better. Next, I ask, whose children are they who stitch footballs and never played with one? There are child labor who are making football, but they aren't able to play with that football. Though they are making, they are unable to play with that. Whose children are they who harvest cocoa yet have never tasted chocolate? Okay, you can see here cocoa powder is essentially used as flavor in biscuits, ice cream, dairy drinks, and cakes. Okay, you can see here image, the image of cocoa, and it needs a lot of hard work. And see below that small children are engaging in that cocoa fields. They are, but they never tasted the product. They are working hard to get that product, but they never tasted it. Whose children are they who are dying of Ebola? Ebola is a disease. Ebola virus disease, EVD, is a rare and deadly disease which kills people. Whose children are those who are kidnapped and held hostage? Hostage means a person seized or held as security for the fulfillment of a condition. Means the children are kidnapped and the kidnappers will demand something from the person, demand something from the government. Okay, and they fulfill their needs. They are all our children. We have to think like those children are our children. We together have to make the life of those children better. I remember an 8-year-old girl we rescued from intergenerational forced labor from stone quarries. Quarries means you may have seen to dig stone and sand from a quarry. People will continuously work in the hot sun and they try to dig the ground and they will get some precious stones or some other valuable thing. It needs a lot of hard work. And he met with a girl who is 8-year-old and they were working for the intergenerational. Intergenerational means here involving several generations. The girl's family was working for several generations in that quarry. When she was sitting in my car right after her rescue and Kaila Satyati rescued the girl, she asked me, why did you not come earlier? The girl questioned Kaila Satyati that why didn't you came earlier to save me from this quarry? I was doing hard labor here. Why didn't you came early to save me, to rescue me? Next, her angry question will still shakes me and has the power to shake the whole world. Her question is for all of us. Kaila Satyati thinks that the question she asked me is to all of us. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? How many girls will we allow to go without rescue? We have, there are so many children left behind. They are yet to be rescued. So he is asking question, what are we doing? What are we waiting for? We have to take an action, immediate action. Children are questioning our inaction. Inaction means we are not doing any action and watching our actions. Children are watching our inaction and watching our actions also. We need collective actions with a sense of urgency, sense of importance. Urgency means importance. We need to take urgent, immediate action to save those children. Every single minute matters. Every single child matters. Every single childhood matters. Every child matters. Every child should enjoy the freedom, should enjoy the fruit of education. Every child is allowed to set free. So we have to rescue those children. We have to come together. Therefore, I challenge passivity. Passivity means no action taken, and pessimism. Pessimism means negativity surrounding our children. If we don't take any action, negative things will surround our children. I challenge this culture of silence and this culture of passivity, the culture of neutrality. Okay, the culture of neutrality means here not supporting or helping, just ignoring the condition and just let whatever happen, let it happen. So it is not like that. We have to rescue those children. We have to make their life better. If we don't take any action, then we are going to face negativity surrounding our children. Here, part 3. I call upon all the governments, intergovernmental. Intergovernmental means international governmental organization, IGOs, are organization made up of more than one national government. Intergovernmental means nations made up of more than one national government. Example, United Nations, Organizations of America, States, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, World Health Organization. Okay, he requests all the governments, that are intergovernmental agencies, businesses, faith leaders, workers, teachers, and NGOs. NGOs means here non-governmental organization which functions for the welfare of the society. It doesn't yield profit. NGOs are not don't work to get profit. They work for they work for society to get better. And each one of us, he is requesting each one of us, teachers, NGOs, to put an end to all forms of violence against children. He wants to put an end to all forms of violence against children with the help of these intergovernmental agencies, NGOs, teachers. Slavery, trafficking means the act of buying or selling people. People means here the act of buying and selling children. Child labor, sexual abuse, and illiteracy, these things have no place in any civilized society. Civilized means cultured society. We are living in a cultured society. So these things should not happen, have no place in the cultured society. Next. Friends, we can do this. Governments must make child-friendly policies and invest in education and young people. Okay, he is asking government, he is requesting government to make child-friendly policies, like every child should get education during his childhood, and he must complete his education till 18. he has to go to school till 18, and uh, policies for young people to get job after school immediately, after school, college. Businesses must be more responsible, accountable, and open to innovative partnerships. Innovative means you are having new advanced ideas or methods. Intergovernmental agencies must work together to accelerate action. Means to take action. Intergovernmental agencies should work to the welfare of the society, to help the young people and to help the children to lead a better life. Global civil society must rise above the business as usual and fragmented agendas. Fragmented agendas means split up or disunified, a plan of things to be done to solve a problem. So global civil society must try to work, try to solve the problems, try to find out solution to solve the problems. Faith leaders and institutions and all of us must stand with our children. We should stand. Faith leaders, why faith leaders are? Because they preach. Preaching is their job. They have to tell what is good and what is bad. Through their preaching, they have to encourage children to indulge in good activities. Next, we must be bold. We must be ambitious. Ambitious means you're determined. And we must have the will. We must keep our promises. We must have here will means desire to save our children. We must keep our promise. Over 50 years ago, on the first day of my school, I met a cobbler boy, my age, sitting outside the gate of my school. Cobbler, the cobbler's job is fixing shoes. Okay, here he's sharing another one experience from his life, that he saw a cobbler boy. He is sitting outside of his school and he was doing his work, means fixing shoes. I asked my teacher, why is he working outside? Why he is not with us in the school? So he questioned his teacher, why that boy, he is of my age, why he is working and why he is not inside with us, inside the school with us. My teacher had no answer. One day, I gathered the courage to ask the boy's father. He said, sir, I have never thought about it. We are born to work. So Kaila Satyati, he went himself and he asked that cobbler boy's father that why he is not inside the school. Then the cobbler replied that he has never thought about it. And he said that they are born for work. They are born to work, to do work. His answer made me angry. It still makes me angry. His answer, the cobbler's answer made Satyati angry, and he still feels angry. As a child, I had a vision of tomorrow. I had a vision means your imagination as a child of tomorrow, a vision of that cobbler boy sitting with me in my classroom. He just imagines that the cobbler boy is sitting with him inside the school. I am today, now that tomorrow has become today. I am today and you are today. Today it is time for every child to have a right to life, right to freedom, right to health, right to education, right to safety, right to dignity, right to equality, and right to peace. Means he is expressing his views that every child should get a better life, and freedom and health, proper nutrition and right to education. And every child should be safe, and every child should lead his or her life with dignity, respect, and every child should be treated equally and right to peace. Every child has a right to live peacefully. Today, beyond the darkness, I see the smiling faces of our children in the blinking stars. In the blinking stars, he is just imagining that children are smiling. Today, in every wave of every vision, I see my children are playing and dancing. So these are his visions, imaginations that every child is enjoying, smiling. Today, in every plant, in every tree and mountain, I see our children growing freely with dignity. So this is his vision of tomorrow. Now today he is just imagines that I want every child to be free and freely growing with dignity, with respect. Friends, I want you to see and feel this today inside you. I want you people to imagine these things. So he's requesting the audience that imagine yourself this vision. My dear sisters and brothers, as I said, many interesting things are happening today. May I please request you to put your hand close to your heart, close your eyes, and feel the child inside you. Okay, he's requesting the audience to feel the child inside you. I'm sure you can. Now listen to that child. Listen, please. Listen to yourself. Listen to your inner voice. Today, I see thousands of Mahatma Gandhis, Nelson Mandelas, and Martin Luther Kings calling on us. Means the future, the children, the future is dependent on small children. They are youth of our nation. So we must, there may be hundreds of Mahatma Gandhis in those children. There may be thousands of Nelson Mandelas among those children. And there may be Martin Luther Kings among those children. We have to save them. We have to protect them. Let us democratize knowledge. Democratize means make democratic, provide to everyone. Let us universalize. Universalize means generalize. Justice. Justice must be same for everyone. Then together, let us globalize compassion. Globalize means to extend other or all parts of the globe. Let us make compassion globalize. I call upon you in this room and all across the world. I call for a march from exploitation. Exploitation means take undue advantage of to education. I call for a march from poverty to shared prosperity. Prosperity means your wealth. Success. From poverty to shared wealth and success. A march from slavery to liberty. Liberty means freedom. And a march from violence to peace. From violence we have to move on to peace. We have to march. We have to walk for peace. Let us march from ignorance to awakening. Let us march from darkness to light, and let us march from mortality to divinity. Divinity means here godliness. Mortality means death. Let us move on. Let us walk from divinity to mortality to divinity. So this is the speech given by Kailash Satyarthi. Just we are going to do English workshop, you have to recall what we have learned yesterday and what we have learned today. Okay. Name the following. The person to whom Kailash Satyarthi gives the highest credit of his honor. Kalu Kumar, Dhum Das, Adarsh Kishore, and Iqbal Masih. B. The greatest personalities from the land of Buddha. Guru Nanak, Mahatma Gandhi is the answer. C. So-called daughters of Kailash Satyarthi. Answer, Malala, Two Kainats, Sazia, the daughters from Africa and all over the world. D. The foreign activists of equal rights mentioned in the speech. Iqbal Masih, Malala Yousafzai, and Tom Harkin. Question 2. Mention the social issues highlighted by Kailash Satyarthi in his speech. One social issue is given for you. A. Child labor. B. Child marriage. C. Slavery. D. Illiteracy. E. Sexual abuse. And F. Trafficking. Here, complete the following diagram or chart. The aim in life of Kailash Satyarthi is that every child should be free to be a child, to grow and develop, to laugh and try, to play and learn, to dream, to eat, sleep, and see daylight, to go to school. Question 4. Complete the following web chart. What Kailash Satyarthi appeals? Let us globalize compassion. Let us universalize justice. Let us democratize knowledge. Let us march from ignorance to awakening. Let us march from darkness to light. Question 5. Think and give your own response. A. How can education help the deprived children and child laborers? Answer. Education will help the deprived children and child laborers to stand on their own feet and earn a decent living. It will help them to have financial independence. Education plays a huge role in building confidence, tolerance, and making children global citizens. From education and gaining knowledge, children can understand their own and the behavior of others. Question B. Name any other social activist who is working earnestly for child welfare, write about his or her activities. Here, Kirti Bharti is a social activist who works for abolishing the practice of child marriage in India. She is the founder of Sarathy Trust. And she mainly works for the welfare of children and women. See, what message does the little bird story of the forest fire convey to us? Explain. Answer. The message the little bird story of the forest fire conveys to us is that we must try to do whatever we can to improve matters. We must not think that our efforts are insignificant. We must not think what can one person do. Every little drop counts. If each of us make a little bit of effort, the sum total will be substantial. D. Besides political freedom that our nation enjoys, what other freedom should it strive for? Say why. Answer. Besides the political freedom that our nation enjoys, it should strive for social freedom where everybody is treated equally, irrespective of caste, creed, and gender, and economic freedom where everyone is above the poverty line. Only then will our nation progress. What is your impression? Sorry, question E. What is your impression of the acceptance speech given by Kailash Satyarthi when he received the Nobel Prize? Write in three to four sentences. Answer. The speech was very emotional but rather confusing and repetitive. However, if we wish the children of the world to be looked after well, we have to rouse the adults to act in a responsible and compassionate manner. This can be done only by trying to touch their hearts and their emotions, which the speaker has attempted to do. Question 6. Choose the correct option and write in front of the given words to convey the exact meaning. A. Divinity, godliness. B. Extremist, militant. C. Culminate, rise to a peak. D. Exploitation, misuse. Mortality, death. F. Dignity, self-esteem. Question 7. Pick out from the lesson the noun forms of the following words. A. Dignified, dignity. B. Pacified, pacification. Pursue, pursuit. D. Ignore, ignorance. E. Poor, poverty. F. Divine, divinity. B. Verb forms of A. Democracy, democratize. B. Global, globalize. C. Hindrance, hinder. D. Resolution, resolve. E. Liberty, liberate. F. Service, serve. Question 8A. Use the following words as a noun as well as a verb and make meaningful sentences with each set in your notebook. First word, march. Gandhiji led the march against the British. It's a noun. The woman marched to the police station angrily. It's verb. Second, honor. Answer is the poor old man had the honor of shaking hands with the wise king. Here it is noun. Honor acts as noun in the sentence. We must honor our national heroes. Here it is verb. Third, credit. The sports girl said that the biggest credit for her success goes to her coach. It's a noun. No money has been credited to your account this month, said the bank manager. It's a verb. Next word is stitch. The answer is a stitch in time saves 9. It is now. Mary always stitched her school uniform herself. Verb. It's a verb. B. Write minimum 4 hidden words of more than 4 letters from intergovernmental. From the word intergovernmental, you have to make 4 words. First, government. Second, ment. Third, internal. Fourth, train. C. Make meaningful sentences by using the following phrases in your notebook. A. In the pursuit of. Many people lose their health in the pursuit of wealth is the answer. Next, second, be afraid of. One should not be afraid of facing difficult situations. C, give up. We have never given up against any threat is the answer. Pick D, pick from the lesson the antonyms of ignorance, knowledge, immortality, mortality, deny, accept, violence, peace, well-known, unknown, slavery, freedom. Question 9A. What will you do in the following situations? If you see a child working in a restaurant, answer, I will talk to the restaurant owner and ask him to send the child to a government school. I will offer to give the child my old books and clothes. B, if you find a child working on a construction site, answer, I will talk to the parents and ask them to send him to school. I will also inform my parents and ask them to help. C, if you find a child working on a brickwork site, answer, I will find an NGO and inform them about it. D, if you come across a beggar child, answer, I will find an orphanage or NGO in the area and ask them to help him. I will also give him some picture books so that he begins to take an interest in books. B, write any 2 efforts that you can make to enroll deprived children out of school children into a school. One is given for you. A, I will persuade parents of such children to send them to school. B, I will inform my parents and ask them to help such families by giving books, bags, clothes, etc. if they agree to send their child to school. C, I will try to contact an NGO working in the field of education and ask them to help. A, types of sentence. Grammar part is given here, types of sentence. It is fully explained here. A sentence is a group of words that express a complete idea. Sentence can be classified in various ways. The following is a classification of sentences. First, statement. A sentence that makes a statement or assertion is a sentence. For example, there are many villages in India. Second, interrogative sentence. It is a sentence that asks a question. It is of two subtypes, yes or no interrogative sentence and WH interrogative sentence. Yes or no interrogative sentence, it generally begins with a verb and can be answered by saying yes or no. For example, are you coming with us? You can answer yes or no. WH interrogative sentence, it begins with a WH word such as who and why and cannot be answered by saying yes or no. For example, what is the time? Third, imperative sentence, it expresses commands, requests, etc. It generally begins with a verb. For example, open your books. Fourth, exclamatory sentence, it expresses a strong feeling. For example, how wonderful the river looks. What a shame. These are the examples of exclamatory sentence. B, say whether the following sentences are assertive statements, imperative commands or requests, etc., interrogative questions or exclamatory or exclamations. Okay. Here, first one, the mantra carries a prayer. Assertive sentence. Second, is the world so poor? Interrogative sentence. Third, kill not your child because of poverty. Imperative sentence. Fourth, let's walk together. Imperative sentence. Fifth, what can one person do? Interrogative sentence. Sixth, we have made progress. Assertive sentence. Seventh, how utterly we have failed our children. Exclamatory sentence. 8, what a big challenge it is. Exclamatory sentence. C, rewrite the following sentences as assertive statements. You have to rewrite the statements as assertives. Assertive statement. First one, why didn't you come earlier? Answer, you should have come earlier. Second, how frightened their eyes look. Answer, their eyes look very frightened. Third, how angry it makes me. It makes me very angry. Fourth, should I accept such shackles of slavery? Answer, I should not accept such shackles of slavery. Fifth, what can one person do? Answer, one person cannot do anything. 11, A, observe the following underlined phrases here, has, have, or followed by the past participle form of the verb. This construction indicates the present perfect tense. Find more such sentences from the text, from the lesson. First, we have made progress in the last couple of decades. We have prevented millions of child deaths. It has happened. Yes. The fourth answer, we have reduced the number out of school children by half. Answer is we have reduced. Fifth, we have utterly failed our children in imparting an education. Answer, we have utterly. You have to underline there. Have utterly. B, in the following sentences, the underlined words are called infinitives. Infinitive means they are verbs, but they act as noun, adjective, and adverb. Find such examples from the speech and underline the infinitives. First two is given for you. First one, every child is free to grow. To grow, you have to underline to grow. Second, I refuse to accept that all the laws and constitutions, police and judges are unable to protect our children. To protect and to accept is the answer. Third, I am deeply honored to recite a mantra. To recite is the answer. I have come here only to share the voices and dreams of our children. To share is the answer. The Nobel Committee has generously invited me to present a lecture. To present is the answer, infinitive. C. Complete the sentences with the help of sentence given below. A. The biggest challenge knocking on the doors of humankind is fear and intolerance. First one, positive. No other challenge knocking on the doors of humankind is as big as fear and intolerance. Second, comparative. Fear and intolerance are bigger than any other challenge knocking in the doors of humankind. B. The Nobel Prize is one of the greatest honors in the world. Positive. Very few honors are as great as the Nobel Prize in the world. Comparative. Second, the Nobel Prize is greater than many other honors in the world. 12. A. Match the sentences given in part A with the sentences given in part B. Note the differences in structure. A part is passive voice and B part is active voice. Here, he was kidnapped by an extremist militia. Answer is C. An extremist militia kidnapped him. Second, the child was forced to kill his friends and family. Answer A. They forced the child to kill his friends and family. Third, we can do this. Answer is B. This can be done by them. B. You might have observed that the sentence in part A are in the passive voice, while the sentence in the part B are in the active voice. Now change the following sentences into passive voice. First, we can do it. It can be done by us. Second, her angry question still shakes me. Answer, I am still shaken by her angry question. Third, governments must make child-friendly policies. Answer, child-friendly policies must be made by governments. Fourth, his answer made me angry. Answer, I was made angry by his answer. 13, imagine your school invites Malala to preside over Children's Day celebration program. Draft a welcome speech for this guest at honor. Gather information about her from internet or your school library. While drafting a speech, the following points should be kept in mind. First point, greeting and salutations. Second, self-introduction and introduction of the topic. Third, a catchy thought, piece of news or short episode to start with. Fourth, body of the speech supported with related examples and episodes. Fifth, conclusion. Sixth, thanking the audience. You have to think, you have to keep all these points in mind, and you have to prepare a speech on the given topic. Okay. We have.
Okay, ma'am. Wind up the lecture.
Okay. Okay, students. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Very nice lecture.
Thank you, sir.